Hey guys, it's Nick with TheraTree. Today we're very special friend with me, and I have Miss Caitlin. Hi, Miss Caitlin, how are you?
I'm good, Nick.
Good. And Miss Caitlin, you recently wrote a blog about bike riding. Is that correct?
That is, yeah.
Awesome. And Miss Caitlin, what got you interested in helping children ride bicycles?
Well, the very first thing I would say in that question is I love bike riding. And honestly, when I was a kid, I used to fall off my bike a lot. Like I was pretty clumsy. So I really like helping kids and families with bike riding now as an occupational therapist.
Awesome. And Miss Caitlin, what are the skills needed to ride a bike?
Yeah, there's a ton of skills that go into it, but some of the main skills are like you really want to have good leg strength and balance and core strength, which are all those like belly muscles that help you stay on the bike, and then using both sides of our body together. So we call that bilateral coordination, but being able to use both sides of your body. So that's your upper body and your lower body. And then also visual motor skills. So that hand-eye coordination that we need to tell us like, oh my goodness, like I should stop right now, or I should keep going, or I need to slow down when we're riding on our bike down the street or like on the sidewalk or anywhere we go bike riding.
Awesome. And Miss Caitlin, why do you not recommend training wheels on a bike?
Yeah, so this isn't true for all children, but some of the children that we work with that have delays in development, when we use training wheels, it often becomes a crutch for those kiddos. So it might be that they learn how to use the training wheels to balance rather than learning to balance themselves. And then we have to reteach like all over again of like, okay, now we're going to try it without the training wheels and those kind of things. So sometimes I don't recommend that just because of it's like a big learning curve or another motor plan that the kid has to learn.
Awesome. And Miss Caitlin, why does modifying a bicycle help children ride a bike?
Yeah. So if you think about bike riding, it's a pretty big task. So we have to be able to sit on the seat first off. Then we have to be able to pedal, like coordinate pedaling. We have to hold on to the handlebars. We have to be able to steer. We have to be able to look around ourselves to figure out, like, oh, is there danger coming? Like, do we need to go or stop? So really like modifying the bike breaks it down for kids. So that way they're not having to coordinate everything together and they can get really proficient at one part of bike riding and then progress from there.
Awesome. And Miss Caitlin, what can you do to help if your child has difficulty with some of those skills needed, like balancing and hand-eye coordination?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different things that you can work on for, well, first off with hand-eye coordination, you can work on simple like things at tabletop and then progress to doing like things from a distance. So that might be like ball-based activities or those kind of things. But then also like really the biggest thing we like to look at is like, okay, where are we having the most difficulty right now with balance or coordination or that hand-eye coordination? It might go to like, we don't have the baseline strength for this yet. So it might be we don't have the core strength in order to balance on a bike right now. So we might like the biggest thing to start with is starting at our core and then working out. So we might work on strengthening. We might work on like actually working on like, okay, how do I actually pay attention to know where my body's at like right now? So when I'm sitting in my chair, I know where my bottom's at. Like if I shift side to side, I know where I'm going. And that's not true for every client we see or every child. So it's having that attention, body awareness. So we start on those small skills and then build up to those bigger pieces of balance and hand-eye coordination.
Awesome. And Miss Caitlin, how can occupational therapy help with bike riding?
Well, occupational therapy, so our goal is to help a kid be independent as possible and like really whatever they love to do in life and whatever they need to do in life. And bike riding is sometimes one of those skills. So we sometimes work on that in sessions. But then also, as I was just talking about, we work on all those little skills that build up to being able to bike ride. So all of those like underline like strengthening skills and coordination skills, like endurance and strength and being able to regulate and pay attention, that all help kids with bike riding. So a loaded question, but occupational therapy works on all those things.
Awesome. And how can you schedule a occupational therapy evaluation here at TheraTree?
Yeah, so it's really simple. So there's a couple different ways that you could go about that. One thing would be to call our office, and I'm sure Nick will have our number, but it's 270-688-8449. And Miss Jamie is our patient intakes person, and she is awesome. And she will take the referral down of like, you're really interested in services, and then we'll get in contact with your doctor and get a authorization to do an evaluation. You can also contact your doctor directly and they'll fax us one. So there's a couple different ways to do that, but really like what it would look like getting an evaluation is just seeing like, okay, what are the skills that we need to work on? So like you might be thinking about bike riding. So we'll look at a full eval of like, okay, what are the skills that we need to work on to build up so that they can do that higher level skill independently.
Awesome. And Ms. Caitlin, do you have anything else to tell the viewers today?
Well, thanks for listening. I appreciate that. It was, and thanks, Nick, for asking me to interview. I really just love seeing kids grow and be independent in things that were sometimes tricky for them or they never thought they would be able to do. So really that's what we're here for. And that's why it's so great being an occupational therapist.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ms. Caitlin, for joining me today.
You're welcome. It was fun. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. I guys, as always, on different therapy will go minds, bodies, and spirits. Have a great day. Bye, guys.